At 6:30, we'll call our meeting to order. It's the city council meeting. It's October 28th, 2025. And our mayor has come down with some kind of bug, so he's not going to be with us tonight. And our city attorney hadn't planned to be here, so. Dual roads, are we okay?
Yeah, it was just ringing. I was trying to.
Yeah.
Take your medicine.
Oh, it's right.
Okay, so just stand with me for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mark Hickman,
Yes.
Zach Jeffries,
Here.
Jack Paul, Kyle Lawrence,
Here.
James Snyder,
Here.
Larry Hill.
Here.
The first order of business we have is for the approval of the city council minutes of September 23rd, 2025.
Make a motion to accept the minutes, approve the minutes for the September 23rd, 2025 meeting.
Second.
All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? They stand as written. We have our financial statements for September 2025.
Make a motion to approve the financial for September 2025.
Second.
Since this is financial, we'll have a roll call. Mark Hickman,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Kyle Lawrence,
Yes.
James Snyder,
Yes.
Larry Hill.
Yes.
The next item we have is for the third reading of ordinance 2025-10. And I believe on this ordinance, we can go ahead and have the third reading and the final vote. I believe our city attorney said if we wish to table it, we can table it and bring it up at another meeting.
We've read it twice, may as well do the third. Get it done. My opinion.
How does that work? Can you read the ordinance for the third time, or do we need him for the reading of this, Robert?
No, we can go ahead and do that. Someone move to place it on its third reading?
I move to place it on the third reading. Last two councils, we've done the first and second reading.
I have a second.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to place ordinance 2025-10 on its third reading. And I believe that we want the entire ordinance read. Is that correct?
Yes.
Ordinance 2025-10, an ordinance amending Title 14 of Mayflower Municipal Code of Zoning to define restaurant or private club with alcohol sales and authorizing such establishments as conditional uses in commercial districts. Whereas the City of Mayflower's Municipal Code Title 15 establishes comprehensive zoning requirements and regulations, and whereas there is a need for a more specific definition of restaurants or food service operations, which might be also designated and regulated as private clubs, and which are permitted to sell alcoholic beverages on premises. And whereas such business operations should be reviewed for approval by the Mayflower City Council on a case-by-case basis and permitted where approved as conditional uses in C1, C2, C3, C4, and C5 districts. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Mayflower, Arkansas. Section 1, Title 14 of the Mayflower Municipal Code shall be amended to add the following underlined text at the locations where noted. 140416 definitions. Restaurants are private club with alcohol sales. Any business established for the purpose of on-premise or off-premise prepared food service, and which has also been permitted to sell or dispense alcoholic beverages on premises. 140405, description of commercial zoning districts. C1, district use regulations. B, conditional uses. Restaurant or private club with alcohol sales. C2, district use regulations. B, conditional uses, restaurant or private club with alcohol sales. C3, district use regulations. B, conditional uses, restaurant or private club with alcohol sales. C4, district use regulations. B, conditional uses, restaurant or private club with alcohol sales. C5, district use regulations. B, conditional uses, restaurant or private club with alcohol sales. Section 2, repeal of conflicting ordinances. Any ordinance previously enacted found to be in conflict or inconsistent with the sections of this ordinance herein shall hereby be repealed to the extent of such conflict.
What's the procedure for going forward? We're getting a motion to adopt. Make a motion to adopt. What's the ordinance 2025-10? Make a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-10 for the third time.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance 2025-10. Mark Hickman,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Cal Marks,
Yes.
James Snyder,
Yes.
Larry Hill.
No.
The next item we have is a rezoning property ordinance. It's ordinance 2025-17. This property is owned by Tony and Lori Woodham. It is located on the new bypass area, the overpass area. It was approved before the Mayflower Planning Commission, and now it's come before the City Council for their approval for the rezone.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-17.
Second.
Is this to be read by title only?
Yeah, because those legal descriptions are going to be messy.
Okay, thank you. It would take a while to get through all those legal descriptions.
I do have some discussion though.
Okay, ordinance,
Gotta do that first and then discuss. Yes, discussion and then vote, I believe.
okay,
Unless we're voting on procedure on the ordinance.
this is
Since
just
it
to
is-
read it by title.
Okay, so did someone make the motion to suspend the rules and all of those things?
That Mark made the motion, and that's why I was, do you want to suspend the rules?
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules, that's fine.
And James second. Okay, the ordinance 2025-17, an ordinance rezoning property along Highway 89 North Bypass, described below from R1 SB to C3 Commercial, amending the zoning map and for other purposes.
I guess what I was asking, did we need to make a vote to suspend the rules? I know we had a motion in a second.
Okay, all right,
But just where we're straight on the procedure.
All right, Mark Hickman,
Yes. Yes.
Zach Jeffrey.
Yes.
Kyle Martin.
Yes.
James Snyder.
Yes.
Larry Hill.
Yes.
Okay.
The ordinance has been read, so.
Okay, now we can have our discussion.
Yeah, so the property, I mean, legal descriptions are great. Yeah, that's why I wanted to by title only. Mr. Woodham, I see you're in the audience. Did you have any, did you want to come up and say anything about this ordinance? Is this your section of land over on the bypass
Yes,
behind
sir.
the Volvos, et cetera?
Yeah, about 4 acres, I think, is what we got there. And presented to the planning commission, you know, we've got sewer and water we put on, we had run it through Raymond first, when it was near. And, just get infrastructure in for it. I wasn't aware it was not commercial, but I bought it thinking it was, so, I appreciate the approval, and we've got some folks interested in rental at Straight Mall. And, I think it'd be a great contribution to our community.
And the planning commission did approve this unanimously after quite a bit of discussion. The area where he wants to rezone is already designated in the future as commercial. So once we've completed the UDO and drawn the new maps, the intention is that whole corridor will be commercial.
Well, I'm assuming the adjacent property, Volvos, et cetera, is already zoned commercial.
I believe Volvo is, but there was a residential
On the corner between.
on the corner that they've already discussed and worked all that out. That was a point of contention at the planning commission meeting, so they've gotten that squared away. So what he's wanting to do is fully in line with the future intentions of that corridor. So it wouldn't require, he wouldn't be standing alone as a commercial plot in the midst of agriculture or
Or residential.
residential. Thank you. Yes. So
Yeah, it was presented to us by the planning commission, to me, at that meeting, that was the plan to make the whole corridor, I guess, to Miller Street. Go ahead and section that as commercial, if that's, I think someone brought that up, so I guess it would just blend mine right into that on that package.
Gotcha. So I guess I've still got a question about the rules. Did we vote to suspend the rules? Did we wait on the second and third readings? Or are we keeping the second and third readings on? And the first reading is completed?
I would make a motion
I'm
to,
not trying to be a jerk about procedural, but that's why I kept part of
no, procedure's fine. Go ahead.
No, you,
I would make a motion to suspend the rule for the second and third
Right.
reading so that we don't, that'd be 90 days.
yeah, so I second that one.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure everything's straight.
Zach, I appreciate you keeping us on track, buddy.
Thank you. So I guess at this point, we will go back and
Need a
make a
to
motion
adopt
to
ordinance.
adopt ordinance 2025-17, zoning property on Highway 89 overpass.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance 2025-17. Do I have any more discussion? Mark Higman,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Kyle Martin,
Yes.
James Snyder,
Yes.
Larry Hill.
Yes.
And in order for this ordinance to come into effect, we would need to vote on the emergency clause.
I move we adopt the emergency clause of ordinance 2025-17.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adopt the emergency clause for ordinance 2025-17. Mark Higman,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Kyle Martin,
Yes.
James Snyder,
Yes.
Larry Hill.
Yes.
think on our next step for this, it needs to be signed by the mayor, and then it needs to be recorded at the courthouse. Okay, the next is resolution 2025-37. I believe this was appropriating funds for the fire department improvements. This was discussed at the workshop.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-37.
May I say something? The amounts have changed.
I was gonna ask about the flooring, because we had that question at the workshop.
I think 1,600 for the mini splits became what, Ashton?
So it was the 2,000, we had talked about during the meeting. We could never get the other company to call us back and get us workers' comp and everything we needed. So we did go with the other option. It was 2,200. They had to go buy some additional equipment, supplies to make it work, but it was 2,200 for the mini splits. On the flooring, we did quote the LVP like y'all had asked. And for them to come in and do the LVP linoleum, it was $6,300.24.36. $6,324.36. And that was for them to come in and install the LVP, because I know y'all had asked something instead of carpet.
5,000 more than the carpet.
Yes, sir. So, I've got y'all with carpet, the other one, whatever y'all's thoughts, opinions on that. Y'all let me know. I'll go whichever way y'all want, but
Is
it
there,
is substantially more.
is there a quality reason to go with the higher amount?
I mean, it's not gonna stain, you're not gonna have to worry about it ripping. This LVP stuff is 20 mil, so it's gonna stand the wear and tear that's constantly gonna be on those floors. Go ahead.
My concern was, and you were asking for carpet in the first place, so if you get those squares like this right here, you can come up with a place to set you. My concern is, year 2025, and that's, bloodborne pathogens and all this acrylic and stuff is you put that in a fire station, EMS and fire goes out and does a nasty call and somebody walks across the floor and then you've got to live with that. So it was my thought to check prices, check options, things like that, to do something other than carpet in a fire station, EMS quarters. Still believe that before I would put, this is just me, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. But just my opinion is, instead of putting carpet or something like that, that you couldn't mop up and sterilize and cleanse. I mean, some of that, I'd do some garage floor coating or something there before I want to do that. But that's up to y'all.
And I haven't heard back on a epoxy quote, but it's gonna be substantially more than
The LVP.
the LVP,
So,
from what I've
How
taught.
many square feet are you talking?
To do everything, that's kind of redoing the current existing, kitchen area, floors. I mean, if we're gonna do it, might as well do all of it. It's roughly 1,700 square feet, roughly, to do everything. That's the entire remodel plus redoing the kitchen area and office.
so let me ask this, can we amend this ordinance? Because I want to make the motion, I'll withdraw my motion, we discussed this. Can we amend that price, so if I'm doing my math right, from 5,486, because I know you've already got invoices out, and it splits on the survey. Take off the 1221, leave flooring off of this to where you can pay those other vendors, and go ahead and approve this resolution at 4,865.
And let's look at our options.
Absolutely.
Is that, Crystal, those numbers sound correct?
That'll be the 1,221 for lumber one and the 2,200.
Whether I marked off the wrong number, then what was the flooring?
The flooring was,
2665.
yeah, So we're taking that off, correct?
That number needs to be modified, then 5486 was the total.
Yes.
I was looking at the wrong number, minus 2665.
But then there was an addition for the mini
Yeah,
split.
$600.
Plus 600.
That's
20.
enough. So,
So it'd be 2,212.21.
Is that floor in the LVT, was that Landler included and all that?
That was them coming in and doing that, yes, sir. And the moisture barrier and making sure it's that front.
Would us not approving that tonight and doing it next month, would that hinder its installation, hinder your guys' operations?
We're just gonna keep going with what we got right now. I mean, we've got the doors in from number one, so we're gonna go ahead and have those put in. I mean, we'll just have to work around it with the flooring company whenever they come in, but that should not be an issue if y'all wanna wait till next.
I don't,
What?
I'm fine with, I mean, obviously,
I mean,
we
we-
wait on the floors and see our options. But also believe we need to go ahead and approve this particular resolution for the invoices that are already out.
What other options are we looking at for flooring? I agree with Mark. Carpet, I would think carpet,
100%.
that's like putting shag carpet in your bath. I don't get it.
There's more than one installer and more than one wholesaler of LVP flooring. If we can seek some other bids and save $1,000, it's $1,000.
Gotcha. Okay.
But so with that total that needs to be approved, tonight's 3421.
Yeah.
I would amend resolution 2025-37 to the amount of $3,421, striking the flooring cost. And I'll make the motion to approve that resolution.
Second.
And I'll get you all of the, updated information this morning, so you can update the rest.
Thank you, because I got the total amount of 3420.
And we had to swap companies because we could never hear back. So I'll get you all that updated info in the morning.
All right. So we have a motion and a second. Mark Hickman,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Kyle Mark,
Yes.
James Snyder,
Yes.
Larry Hill.
Yes.
Yes, please do, because I might get my number.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
You, Chief.
May I ask a question, or just make a statement? And I don't know in government, is there any possibility that a cash price can be arranged and you pay cash in the city? I've done this in 2 instances, in each project I've done, I've saved $1,000 on each project because I paid cash. I don't know if it can be operated that way.
The city government, there essentially has to be a paper trail on
Per
everything.
audit, per our auditors, we have to pay everything with a pre-numbered check.
That's what I did.
Great idea though, I
Uh,
love it though.
yeah. I'm always saving money.
Me too.
Okay, resolution 2025-38 is approving the 6-month rental agreement between New Life Church and the city of Macon.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-38.
Second.
Mark Hickman,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Kyle Mark,
Yes.
James Snyder,
I recuse myself because I'm a member of the church. Be a little self-serving to vote.
Larry Hill.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-39 is the FEMA AFG grant.
Matching funds.
Matching fund, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve, the matching funds listed in resolution 2025-39.
Second.
Any discussion? Mark Hickman,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Kyle Mark,
Yes.
James Snyder,
Yes.
Larry Hill.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-40, a shut-off switch relocation for fuel pods.
Make a motion to, accept resolution 2025-40.
I'll second, prior discussion.
Now discussion?
Yeah, so on this one, we've got listed in the amount in section one up to $1,000. I know in the workshop, we talked about an original price that was, Jimmy, do you remember that price? It was cheap, close to $1,000. But we talked about, instead of putting a fuel switch on one of those tanks, just removing that tank, is that correct?
Yeah, we talked about it. Removing it. And that's still, I guess that's up to y'all.
You know, if you roll,
Huh?
you got rules in it.
I was told it was quite a bit, but
At the meeting, I believe, if memory serves me correct, without looking at minutes, Chief Hunter said that he would do his diligence to try to use that fuel up as opposed to purchased fuel over the short term to empty that tank, and that way the cost of this switch would be diminished, just put one switch on the one, I'm assuming diesel tank, and just get rid of that gas
And
tank.
have this one
I
shut
thought
off.
that's what it was, and that's why I was asking, is that what we're discussing here, is the one tank, or is this the price for the two tanks? The fact that it says emergency shut off switches defined in the OSHA report tells me it's both tanks.
Plural, yeah.
When I wrote the resolution, it was encompassing both, so it has not been amended since the workshop. We've not nailed down that price, and we've not given that clear direction.
So I'll withdraw my motion and make a motion to table this resolution until we get that price.
I believe that was James that made the motion and
Oh,
this.
Yeah.
It wasn't my motion to withdraw.
So I withdraw my motion and make a motion to
Withdraw
table.
my second.
Well,
Mr. Matthews, you might set it up for a second.
are we under a time limit on this?
No, I've been able to kind of push state and the ocean back until January. So we've got a little time before we get that for it, but
This is all totally with everything going on with December, you don't think we ought to wait, get all this, it's a switch. I think we ought to cross the bridge and
well, if I may, I do have some overall concerns about removing that tank to begin with, just from an overall perspective. I like the idea of having a backup reserve tank in the event of some kind of natural disaster. So I would like to entertain that discussion if y'all are willing. I don't think it's a good idea.
well, come on over here and talk to us.
Well, I'll talk to you.
Can't sleep. All right, good.
We have no other way. We've got a diesel tank. We don't have any other stationary supply to get gas. Power goes out, we've got another natural disaster in our town. That's our backup. That's what keeps our city vehicles moving.
Remind me, what was the total cost of that? I can't remember.
For both switches.
It's up to 1,000.
I wrote it up to 1,000, but we were talking about $900 all in. And
I'm gonna reinstate a motion that we get this done with the switches, let's take care of what I'm supposed to.
I only brought up the tabling because as a council, we talked about at the workshop, getting rid of the tank. So I just wanted to make sure we're all on board with putting a switch on both tanks, even if we're gonna get rid of. I've got conflicting messages because I thought we kind of decided one way.
Yeah.
And this resolution said another way. I'm not opposed. That's a great argument. Keeping the.
I had a very abbreviated attendance. I
Yes,
couldn't stay
yes.
very long, but I did have a lot of concern when that was discussed.
So you need both tanks?
Well, I mean, we want to plan for the future and plan for emergencies and any contingency, and it would be a hard argument to make that we can't respond because we don't have fuel.
Barbara, how many natural disasters Mayflower seen since you've been here? Several, right? It just, we've got the tank out there, 900 bucks for both switches. Let's just replace the switches and it's okay. I mean, I'm not trying to be this condescending at all, it's just, we've got them and it just makes sense.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is to accept the resolution as it is written.
Yes.
Yes.
Mark Hickman,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Kyle Martin,
Yes.
James Snyder,
Yes.
Larry Hill.
Yes.
The next is resolution 2025-41, a Visa card, I believe, for Chris Matthews.
Yes. I'll make a resolution to, make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-41.
I'll say it. Second.
Mark Hickman,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Kyle Martin,
Yes.
James Snyder,
Yes.
Larry Hill.
Yes.
Okay, resolution 2025-42 is our village rate that we have to determine in the month of October, send it over to the county clerk, and it will be assessed on the real estate and personal property taxes for those within the city. It's currently at 4 mills on the dollar, and that's the same rate that it's been now for several years.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-42.
I'll second it.
Mark Hickman,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Kyle Martin,
Yes.
James Snyder,
Yes.
Larry Hill.
Yes.
Okay, resolution 2025-43 is accepting the dedicated deed from Family Market to the city of Mayflower. This property is where the welcome sign is located, and they wish to dedicate that over to the city of Mayflower.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-43.
Second.
Who did this?
Kyle.
And I'm gonna say that was a very generous offer.
Absolutely.
From
So with that
Family Market.
motion, I'd also like to say thank you to Family Market for returning that land. that parcel.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that way our welcome sign can stand there for as long as it can stand. But Mark Hickman,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Kyle Martin,
Yes.
James Snyder,
Yes.
Larry Hill.
Yes.
I definitely think a letter of thank you needs to be sent to them for that. The next item we have on the agenda is a sad acceptance, but one of our aldermen, Jack Paul, has decided that due to health reasons that he needs to tender his resignation as council member. And we need to accept that and grant his wishes.
Make a motion to accept Councilman Jack Paul's resignation. Personally, would just like to say thank you to him for time he spent, put in for the workshops and the meetings and all of that.
I'll second the motion, Bob.
Thank you, JP. Welcome.
And Jackie, we don't have a plaque for you tonight, but we want to get that and we'd like for you to attend and accept it because we do appreciate your time that you have spent on the council. So to accept the resignation, Mark Hickman,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Kyle Martin,
Yes.
James Snyder,
Yes.
Larry Hill.
Yes.
We don't have any old business on our agenda. Do we have any Comments from the city council?
I don't have any.
Yeah. Okay, Jimmy?
I got something here I just want the council to kind of look over. They would, on the change order over here on North Main, we run into some problems over there. We're gonna have to move a main. And I was gonna see if we could get some more money.
Water main?
Yeah, it's, I think it's a 6-inch transit. We got a couple of box culverts in there. That main was right against,
I saw those covers right there on the side of the road.
so we're gonna have to move it about 5 feet. Back up 75 feet and
Did we not,
get it away from it. Yeah.
this is just it's an afterthought question, but did we not have a locate on that main and know this was a potential before the original bidding on the project from
No,
the engineering firm?
I don't think so. No.
How much you asking for?
The total for the main is $32,900 to move it.
Did we have any contingency in the original bid?
Come up here, buddy, you up.
Okay, I'd be glad to speak on this item.
Yeah.
The first thing I can do is, I'm gonna pass out I know a couple of you said you've seen this in the field. I'll pass out a quick exhibit that shows.
I didn't do this, we didn't have time to get it.
So this exhibit, is to try to illustrate this. This was a field condition found when they excavated to extend these box culverts. If you recall, part of the project on Main Street and the main project is to overlay the street, but there's another piece of the project is to add a couple feet of gravel shoulder along each side of the road. And to do that, a lot of the culverts that are crossing the road need to be extended to account for that gravel shoulder. So when they excavated to extend two of the box culverts, they found this water main right up against the edge of the box culvert, and it's just right below the bottom of the creek bed there. You asked the question, was that located during the design phase? And no, to save cost on the project, this street was not, a topographic survey was not performed on the street. We didn't feel that was a necessary thing because there's not a lot of, you're not installing major storm sewer, you're not doing things that a topographic survey would really benefit you with. There is a chance that when you topographic survey and you try to pick up a water line, what you do is you'll find valves, and so the surveyor will pick up the valves. That's the only thing you know on a water line is where the valves are. We try to get a good guess as to the elevation of the water lines, that we know if there's going to be a conflict like this by surveying the valve nut, and then you know how tall a valve is, and so we can subtract down and get a pretty good guess as to the elevation of the water line. I think even if we had paid for a survey on this, or y'all had paid us to go and survey this, we wouldn't have found this issue because this is at a creek crossing and the water line takes it down you can come back up. So, and I dare to say that the cost to replace this water line is cheaper than going to get a survey of the 1.2 mile road anyway. So no, we didn't know that the water line, I think that the Raymond had some suspicions that this may be closed, but no, we didn't know that this was going to be a problem until they dug it up and found it. As far as contingencies go, we didn't have like a cash allowance built into the bid for things that you may find. We do try to when you're putting together quantities, add a little bit of quantity into the bid so that when if you got a little extra asphalt here or there or whatever, that we're not, we don't have to come to you for every square foot of asphalt that may go over what we had planned for. But several $1,000 to relocate 75 feet of water line is not something we had plan for it, put it in bid. So that's why we've brought this to your attention tonight.
And also, we had another box culvert down there with a close one, so we ended up, we done poured the header on it. Before we realized exactly how close the main was to it. Well, actually, Raymond come out, and I didn't know it. They meant to it, but he wanted 3 foot between the concrete and his main. So therefore, on the next one down, instead of trying to move that main and spend another 30-something thousand, we had them pull that header out and put a smooth face header on it instead of wheels. So we got by with that, but we still got charged that for having to pull that one back up after they done poured it. So that's in here too. And have you got any copies of these?
Yes, sir.
I was gonna let them look it over.
So what I sent Jimmy is a summary of all the items that we believe, or all the items we've received costs for on the project for changing.
And I was wrong a while ago, Zach, when I told you 62,000.
49?
Yeah.
So I'm just, and maybe I'm not looking at the actual contract. I'm looking at a document prepared by Half Engineering from July 2025, where it's got general notes, demolition notes. Section 4 of that reads, and I'll go ahead and read the whole thing. The location of known surface structures, pipes, powers, gas, phones, etc. are shown in the plans. The contractor shall be responsible for obtaining information and satisfying himself as to the location of the aforementioned items. Shown and not shown, all repairs and relocations necessary shall be made as required by the owner of the utility. The cost of such repairs or relocations necessary shall be borne by the contractor.
The intention of that note is you have a bunch of private utilities out in the AT&T and all these fiber cables and things that are privately installed in the cities right away. Typically you have franchise agreements with them so that if they're the way, you're gonna have them move their items out of the way. The intention of that note is not to walk in the way. So I can understand it.
I'm no lawyer, but when I read that, that literally tells me the words that are said, that the contractor bears the cost of relocating the utility once the contract's signed. I don't want to get in a stalemate over this over $45,000, but I do have some other questions. Brick mailboxes, I remember seeing those in the original bid sheet.
So Jimmy mentioned that you asked about that, and I pulled up the original bid tab, and that's not in the original bid tab of price to move mailboxes.
It was in the original beginning sheet, I believe, from you guys before it was sent out to bid. If a contractor makes the bid and we take the low bid, but they let things off the bid, then we may have been better off with the second place bid. If it was in your notes originally, I've seen it somewhere, I didn't dream it.
No, and I'd be glad to print it and send it to y'all. I believe where you may be thinking of that is that in our original engineering proposal, there were several items that when we drafted this back in the spring.
True, that's preliminary is what I'm saying, that it was.
Right. That initial cost estimate, I think, accounted for prices of moving mailboxes. The bid that was placed out for people to submit their prices on didn't have prices for moving mailboxes. And so the quotes that we received from contractors did not have line items for them to place a bid for moving mailboxes.
Where did that fall off? Because we knew the mailboxes had to be moved.
That was a misunderstanding between myself and Jimmy on whether the city or the contractor was going to do that. So that's just a mistake on our part.
I'm not trying to be a jerk here. I just hate change orders, and especially
I understand
when we did so much work on the front end to make sure everything was covered.
Right. I can understand that. I hate to have to stand here in front of you and tell you it's
Sure,
an issue.
I don't want you to feel attacked.
No, The mailbox,
We're covered.
right.
Yeah, I sure didn't want to come out there.
You're correct. The mailboxes do need to be replaced one way or another because we're adding that gravel shoulder. What we did do, I do feel like this cost would have been in the original bid regardless because the mailboxes have to be moved. The contractor originally when we talked to him about giving us prices, submitted some prices on moving mailboxes that I believe were high. And we talked to him about his expectations and what we expected in the relocations of them, and got him down to a price that I feel is more reasonable with what I see on projects, on everyday projects that we bid with mailboxes in them. So this is an additional cost, but one that would have originally been included in the project bid.
Jimmy, do we have this in the fund? We, in like, what does this come out of?
Yes.
Yeah,
I do.
street.
We did also,
Give my 20 to do, but
we,
it's got to be done.
Right.
we did also, to kind of go through some of these line items, there's an item for post mailboxes. There's a little different level of effort required to moving those. And this is to pick up your existing post mailbox with concrete foundation, everything, pick that up, move it back 2 feet, set it back in concrete.
Can the council do a resolution for me to bid moving those at $700 a piece? Because I'll do them for 2.
I do believe,
Construction costs are a thing, but
I do believe you have the option of seeking a third-party person to come and move the mailbox.
can we agree digging up a post mailbox and putting it back with the second?
My only concern
$700?
was the, brick
Sure, I'm not
post
opposed to it.
ones.
Let me give you, I don't exactly didn't want you to feel attacked, and I'm kind of not, but I'm gonna ask you a question.
Sure.
We've hired you guys
Correct.
to do what's the best for the city.
Right.
And we're coming back and you really break down some of these numbers, they look pretty stout. You know, I agree with Zach. So our option is we can go out on our own and go get third-party bids. It seems like that the company we hired would be working on our behalf to get us the best price. And I mean, because what's that consist of as far as a $700? What does that consist of?
That,
Digging a hole about 2 feet, putting it in the ground and putting a
picking up
$35 bag
that,
of it.
moving it
I
up.
could go buy a new post hole digger and throw a $100 bill in the bottom of the hole.
Yes, so, the question, I believe, is, could we seek a third-party bid for relocating?
I don't want to see third-party.
You're asking.
You to take care of that and make it more reasonable is my ask.
Yes, I believe we could do that.
I realize there's things on here that the water line that we didn't realize, and I agree with everything you're saying on that, and I get it.
I'd still like to see that contract.
But then you look at it in some of the things, I mean, it gets on up there. So there's some contractors, it sounds to me like I need to retire from the contracting business. But
January.
Yeah,
January.
so that's my question is, don't you agree with me, we should try to,
I'd be glad to, make some phone calls and see if we can get an independent bid on that
when you say independent bid, who's?
from a
bid?
third-party contractor.
Is that not who we,
Well, I'm an engineering firm, so I don't have the ability to go and move the mailboxes, but what I would do is, contact other contractors who do that type of work, be able to give you a quote that
And I'm not-
give you a comparison.
I'm not trying to beat you up on this.
No.
But I agree with Zach, I mean, some of this,
Well, the street department wouldn't mind doing the post.
But that's
brick ones,
$7,700. No, I wouldn't expect you to move a brick mailbox and try.
You know what's gonna happen when I put
That's
a
gonna-
chain around that van? It's gonna explode.
well, I think, what Zach said, if you could do that, I mean, we need to save as much money as we can. And Jimmy Joel, the things like this in the future, if you look on there and say, no, wouldn't take us a couple hours to go out there and do that, we'll save the city $7,000. That's that's kind of that, leadership role is that we're part of, somebody say, hey, let's go out here and fix that.
But we went out and bid it all out, I come up with.
You go up there,
Well, again, Jim, I thought it was covered in the bid myself, because I'd laid
Well-
eyes on it before.
We did too, until
Yes, sir.
we
And
got
I'm
it.
not trying to, I don't want to stall progress on this thing. And I'm not looking at the final contract, I know, but I am looking at final plans. And if that contractor looked at this, I know we're cutting hairs there, but when I read number 4, said it 4 times, I can't interpret it any other way than it's on the contract. The cost of such repairs or relocations necessary shall be borne by the contractors.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'd be glad to look at that.
Thank you.
Speaking to the brick mailboxes a little bit, there are 3 items in here quantified for brick mailboxes. The first item, which is CO 1.4, is relocate a brick mailbox. That's what, most of the time what they can do, if the brick mailbox is in good shape,
Slide it back.
dig it up, they'll strap it and lift it up and move it back. In my career, I think that works for 95 or more % of brick mailboxes. On occasion, you get some that had cracks or whatever in them. They go to do that and they'll get them crumpled.
Or if they don't have the 2 foot in it to begin with.
And I mean, I'll try, but we're gonna have to get a bricklayer in here if things go south.
That $1,000 to do that, I think, is right on par with what I would have expected to see come in, based on historical bids. The next item, CO 1.5, is to relocate it, but if he's got to make repairs. So I went ahead and had him give us a price. If he gets one that crumbles, he can patch some bricks back together and kind of put it back together. He's talking about, well, I've got to get a brick mason and things, and so that drives the cost up, and that's why he has an item of 2,200 there. And then if he has one that just explodes, it just falls apart, you got to rebuild it. That's why I've got the last item, CO 1.6, in there. I took a guess. I don't know how many you're going to go one way or the other. So the quantity you see in there is to give you guys a budgetary amount. The last item is a deduction. We talked to him about his maintenance of traffic plan. The original plan set forth was to leave that road open. He may have to close a lane while he's working on a box culvert extension, but the traffic can move through there throughout.
I've heard some complaints.
During the pre-construction meeting, there was a lot of discussion held. There was, a lot of folks at the table.
I got shut down.
The conversation, the contractor brought to the table his concern over leaving the road open and asked to close the road. I highlighted that that's not, I think we could do the road open, but the consensus at the table is that consensus at the table was that people felt that it was safer for motorists moving up and down the road if it was only open to the folks that live in that area, and through traffic was to route around other direction.
And we saved them what?
So
On that.
when we started talking about some of these additional costs, I went back to them and talked to them about, well, look, I think the amount of signage and flaggers and things that we're going to have on site to leave the road open to through traffic has been reduced quite a bit since the city let you close the road, and they discounted $10,000 from that price towards this additional work, and so that was a place where we thought that there was some cost savings to try to get that from the contractor.
And I appreciate that. I guess my question was, again, if we don't move this through tonight, does it delay construction at this point?
Yes, sir. They have completed all but the 2 head walls that are the water line needs to be regulated for them to complete, and then that'll allow them to complete the head wall extensions, install the shoulders, and then pave the road. So they are at they had a pipe crew doing that work, and they finished, and demobilize. The asphalt crew hasn't mobilized it, so they're kind of in a pause at the moment, waiting for this discussion to work.
Can we make a, motion to preliminarily approve this pending the city attorney's review of the contract?
Or can y'all just approve moving that water line?
Well, and that's what I was gonna say, because
And then the mailboxes, we can work on
if the
that.
contract says what it says, it's necessary repairs have to be made by the owner of the utility anyway. So Raymond's gonna have to fix it one way or the other, it's just does he bill it back to them, or do we bore that cost?
Well, and again, I think on what the intention of that note is again, if they hit something, they ask for, you get, one call, everybody comes out and marks for things. Their excavator goes out and blindly is hitting things, and they have to repair those at their own cost.
The
this is
repair or relocation necessary are in that, I don't know.
Yeah, right, but this is.
I'm not trying to split hairs here, I'm trying to save $30,000.
No, I understand it completely, and I'm not, I don't know.
And if it says it, no, it didn't matter to you,
But-
but if it says it and they sign it,
Right.
then they're on the hook.
Generally, the way this works is this is existing infrastructure that's in conflict with proposed. Had you known it was there, you don't know what's buried, but had you known it was there, you would have bid a line item to remove the water line. It wouldn't be expected that the contractor do that. That note is intended to deal with conflicts that they make. You're trying to make the contractor careful with the work they're doing. If they're hitting things and working recklessly and they're tearing up infrastructure, the city shouldn't be liable for things, their careless workmanship. So that's.
So, I have a question.
I'm glad to run it to the city attorney, I have no objection.
I have a question here. If the 32,900, can you give us the 10,000 off of that to make it 22,900? And then let's take up the mailboxes on Thursday evening when we meet in our workshop. And I bet you we're clever enough to save that money on those mailboxes. I believe we can figure that out. Would that work
Yes.
with you?
Yes, that would help.
Oh, that'd be good.
You gotta move the water line anyway.
And I think this comes back to the fact that we have so much infrastructure in this town that we don't simply know where it's at. So when we go and do projects like this, we don't know that there's a 6-inch water main sitting up
We
against.
should very well know
Things
our
are known.
utilities are out there. If anyone had asked Raymond probably could have took 2 sticks and taken 2 sticks and witched it down that water main for you.
Right, but
We didn't know how deep it was. We
Yes,
didn't-
100%, guys.
That's.
you might know that there's a pipe in that vicinity, but we do not have the metrics on our infrastructure that we should have, plain and simple. You can split hairs all the way to Sunday. We do not have the metrics on our infrastructure. We don't know, we don't have, we don't have,
We don't have it, we got you.
Okay, we got,
the contracts with the franchise. We don't have franchise contracts with AT&T or with any of those folks, so we don't know what's out there. We go, every time we move a stone, somebody loses internet.
let me, if I could, may I make a motion?
Let's go.
Make a motion that we approve the 22,900 for the moving of the existing water lines, and we'll deal with the mailboxes.
What about the head wall remove, dispose and replace? Does that need to be in there too?
Gotta be done.
Was that on, that's there too?
1.2, yeah.
Okay, so you got 57, 37, 38.
Not trying to just kill you with any kind of labor, it's a 30-inch head wall. How long would it take you to take 20 minutes, go over and smash it up? Go
Well, they done that.
Oh,
It's already done.
cost of $5,400.
Yeah.
That was a cost that was included in the original bid to remove and install.
Well, they had to remove the old head wall anyway.
Right.
And then when they poured the new head wall, well, then that's when Raymond, we thought it was, out 3 feet or 2 feet. But actually at the end of them head walls, it was a foot. Well, Raymond wants 3 foot. So instead of trying to cut back 2 or 3 feet off of that thing, with rebar at that fairground. We just pulled it up and they poured a straight head wall there instead of having the weeds on.
It was the most cost-effective way of mitigating Raymond's concern with the proximity of that wall to the water line.
So that comes up $28,300 if we take 10,000 off, 32,900 plus 5,400. They'll pay for everything but the
That's
mailboxes. We can discuss.
eliminating the mailbox.
Right, we can discuss the mailbox issue,
Yeah.
but, 28.3, assuming the 10,000 off, that is our bottom line for tonight. I make a motion to approve $28,300 to have the water main moved.
Okay. We had a motion on the table from Larry.
My bad. I motioned over you.
8,
Really, yes.
38. So,
So we discuss some things for that, but
okay, let's back up. We've got to pay the 5,400, right?
Yes.
that's what I was.
And 32,900. And we take the 10,000, that's 28,300. Is that the number you come up? 28,300, is that right?
That's
Yes.
That's
Okay, 28, yes.
So-
You have, I'm just double checking.
Yep,
We got
you're
it. You got it, man.
That's good.
I
ahead,
appreciate the
you-
double check.
So you withdrew your motion.
I'll withdraw my motion and let Mr. Snyder reiterate it.
Make a motion to approve $28,300 to pay for items 1.1 and 1.2, and we will discuss the mailboxes before the next council meeting.
It's
Me and
suggested
Zach gonna move him mailbox.
we can get some quotes as well to have part of things.
Okay.
You drop them $100 bills in those days. I'll be over there.
Well, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second. Still, I mean, is it still, will we have the city attorney look at that contract to see what his interpretation is?
Wish I didn't, but I don't speak legalese, and the plain language that I'm seeing,
Yes. Yes, we can still ask him to look at it. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank Jeffrey,
Yes.
Calhoun,
Yes.
James Snyder,
Yes.
Larry Hill.
Yes.
Thank y'all again.
Thank you.
Do you have any comments from the public?
Hi, good evening. It's refreshing to hear the town talk about moving forward, saving money, and, you know, becoming a really great place that the world can look at to live at. I'm here on the behalf of dogs. So everybody can put their head down and everybody can say, oh, Lord, you know, here she is. We're gonna have to face this, but let's face it. Y'all are Facebook official right now. It's everywhere. The story's been shared thousands of times in different states. These 5 dogs have taken the hearts of everybody, and people want to know why. I want to know why the shelter was changed from a no-kill shelter to a kill shelter. If you ask a lot of the residents, you can look in the Facebook pages, they don't know why. They can't answer it. They don't even know what happened. Everybody's taken aback. What in the world? I thought we were a no-kill shelter. I thought our donations were going to save these dogs, and now all of a sudden they're going to get put to death. So I think there needs to be, I don't know, how do you say this? Put it on the table to make it a no-kill shelter again? Can I do that? Can I put a motion? Can I ask of y'all to do it? November 20th is the deadline set to kill 5 precious dogs who have been vetted and paid for by a rescue. Their vet bills, their food, everything. I don't understand. It's not costing the city anything to keep these dogs alive. It's being paid for by a private donor who has a very good relationship with a lady named Lisa, who I've never met. I don't know Lisa. I don't know Mackenzie. I saw their resignations on Facebook a few minutes ago, and as I'm sitting home with my dogs, loving on them, I threw on clothes, and a little bit of makeup, and I made a phone call. I made a phone call to a friend of mine at the news station, and I said, please help me. Please help me save these dogs and save this community. I'm asking you one thing. Give them more time. I don't know whose choice it is. Is it your choice to kill the dogs? Is it your choice to kill the dogs? Who do I need to ask? I'm asking from my heart. Solutions, right? We want solutions. I'm up here telling a problem. Do I have a solution? Would you like to know if I have a solution? No, you don't want to know?
Sure.
Here's my solution. January 1st, extend the deadline for these dogs. I'm asking you a favor. You know what? You want some mailboxes put in cheap? I know a lot of people. You can ask JP right here. He can speak on my character. I know a lot of people. I'll get you some mailboxes. Save these dogs. By January 1st, I will have these 5 dogs' homes. If not, the TV station will walk into that shelter with me and I will take them home with me. And they will be my family. Do I have room for them? No. But you don't have room, you make room, right? I'll build a fence. I'll do whatever. They can live with me. They don't deserve to die because someone made a demand for euthanasia and a city is not aware that it's now a kill shelter instead of a no-kill shelter. I'm asking you one thing. The spotlight is on the city of Mayflower. Everybody's watching. This has been shared thousands of times. If Lisa is in this room, I don't even know who you are. Thank you, whoever you are. Show the world that this city can do what's right. Take us back to a no-kill shelter, save the animals, and you can set a precedence for the world. Imagine what this little city could do in the world when they see this town cares about the ones that can't speak. I'm asking you, January 1st, give them some more time. You have my word. They know who I am. I will find them homes, and if not, January 1st, I will walk in there and they will go home with me. I will volunteer at your shelter once a month. I work for a corporation that donates well to different organizations. If they can't get on board, I will get on board. I will donate. I will donate my time. I will bring food. I will do it all because I'm willing to put my mouth and my money on the line to do what's best for these animals. Now, one last thing I'm going to bring up. Lisa? Okay. I've done my research in 2 days. I don't know any of these people. I don't know anything. 2 days, I've learned everything. Lisa partners with a rescue. That rescue provides all the food, all the health care, all of the vet care, the vet bills, everything for these dogs. Y'all want to talk about saving money? If Lisa goes, y'all put the bill for every animal from this point forward. If Lisa stays, we stay all of those relationships. All of those relationships. No, and that's a wonderful thing, right? So here's the fun part, and I've already done. Apparently, would you like to come up here when I'm done? Okay, we love that. Here's the point. I live in a different city, and it bothered me enough to come here and make a stand. And I will tell you one thing, to respond to you, y'all know a good realtor? Because I think I'd look real good sitting in one of those seats.
Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. So,
Jackie,
sure, absolutely. Angela Musel, and I'll give you my address and my phone number, and I can come get the dogs on January 2nd, no big deal. They can come live with me, but I promise you I'll find them homes, if you will please. Just Musil, M-U-S-I-L.
Can I ask?
Please ask, please.
I saw this a few days ago on Facebook.
Yes.
Where did the November date come from?
It's on Facebook right now. I don't have my phone up, but I'm sure a couple of y'all do. It says that they have to find homes by November or they will be euthanized.
Yeah,
That's what I was wondering too, is I have no idea.
Hold on a sec. That's what, we didn't come up with that date, so
Right.
this is not come in front of us, so that's what I'm curious.
That makes me very happy.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here, is because communication is key.
Mhm.
And if something has been put out on the internet that is incorrect, then it needs to be corrected.
There are a lot of things that are incorrect.
Right, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm saying, give them more time. It said that one dog has till January, but the rest have until like the second week in November. Now, November 20th was just put out about an hour before this meeting. So that's where I'm going off of that. It is posted on a few pages, And that's where that date is coming from.
I saw the mid-November date and that
Yes.
she had another adoption event coming up.
Yes.
But yeah, this issue has not come before this body. There's been no vote
Okay.
to euthanize these dogs. So that's where
So everything that's on, I'm not questioning
No, you're
your
fine, you're
integrity
fine.
or anybody's integrity. What
Yeah.
I'm saying is the information that's on Facebook is from multiple sources. It's not just one page. It's 4 or 5 different pages.
Yeah.
So I think as a council, maybe the thing that y'all could do to get ahead of this, because it has gone Facebook viral, is put the right information out there and speak on it. Again, my friends are here from the news station and they would love to do an interview with y'all on, hey, this is really the situation. This is what isn't correct. This is correct. And this is what we're doing to help these dogs. Again, it's all about information and communication. And I'm up here trying to do the right thing. And thank you very much for letting me speak and not getting interrupted. That means a lot. Again, me coming from a different place, that shows how much this is spread. You know, I drove here. I'm in a neighboring city. I used to have a business in another city. Like, we care, and we want to do what's right for these animals. And when it comes to misinformation, if y'all could clear that up, like if we could just get ahead of that. And then the no-kill part, how did it go from a no-kill shelter to a kill shelter? I'm interested in
On that, not trying.
No, I'm here to
Just so
learn.
everyone else knows, we do have a 3-minute time
Yes.
limit on.
Okay.
On comments.
Okay.
There's never been a no-kill vote by this anyway. The ordinance that we actually operate under, I'll just put this out as information. I'm not saying I agree or disagree because I was not on council with this, but in 2021, ordinance 2021-05 actually states that we are, in fact, it doesn't set up a death date on dogs, a euthanasia date, but it does say any animal not claimed after 5 working days shall become property of the city, shall be placed up for adoption for a suitable home or euthanized in a manner prescribed by state law. We never voted, I say we, I've
Right,
been
you
on
weren't
council
here,
for a few
right.
years and others, I don't believe there was ever a vote to make it a no-kill designation.
Well, wouldn't it be amazing to do that? Like y'all could really
That's a-
make, yes.
We're looking, and we're looking as a city council of that. The part is that, and I'm glad all y'all are here, but all you're here because of some Facebook posts that the city council has nothing to do with it. This has absolutely nothing to do with the city council. This is all rhetoric. It's going on here. Thank you for bringing the news. I guess Mayflower needs some good attention.
They do.
But
yeah.
this has nothing to do with us. Everybody can talk, but we don't know anything about it.
So how long are these dogs?
If you want the truth,
Uh-huh.
and I'll agree, I said something to this, somebody else this earlier today. If you want the truth, go do a FOIA request, or just go call Miss Barbara, I don't know if it needs to be FOIA or whatever, and you can get the animal ordinance as it is, and you can read it, and you'll know exactly what it says, you'll know exactly where the city stands.
It's on our website too.
It's on the website?
Yeah, all of our ordinances are on the
I
website.
understand and I appreciate it. The animals are a sensitive subject, and I
Yes.
get that. But just go get the ordinance, and then, you know, and we're looking at, we're gonna have more meetings about the animal.
We've got budget issues
Yeah.
with that included that we've got to figure out.
Right, and I understand money makes the world go round, but I'm just saying it is now worldwide. Like
I was kind of surprised by it because, you know, a few months back, we had this conversation and, you know, I had said and everyone agreed that we wouldn't euthanize a dog just because we'd had the dog for a period of time. If the dog's violent, attacks somebody,
Right.
attacks other dogs, sure. You know,
Okay.
what?
Let me pardon you. We didn't say anything of what you just said. That ordinance is what we go by, period, end of
Right.
story.
No, but I'm saying we did have this conversation a few months ago here at the council.
We didn't make any law, we didn't vote either
Right.
way, there's nothing, again.
Right.
But you're business stepping into a mud hole you can't get out of.
No, I'm not.
There's our ordinance.
Right.
If we want to change it, we change it, but there's our ordinance.
Right. I'm just saying that. At that time,
That's our ordinance.
are you telling me to be quiet?
No, sir.
Okay. At that time, I said that I was unaware of any requirement to euthanize a dog after a time period, and I didn't agree with it if there was. Or euthanizing simply based on breed. I mean, that was another topic that came up. So I'm happy you're here, and I would love to have you partner with us.
Absolutely, 100%.
But I don't know of any requirement that requires these dogs to be put down. Now, I could be ignorant of it, and there might be something, but from what Mr. Jeffrey just wrote, it sounded like it had to be in, you know, we would do it in compliance with state law. So if state law does not have a time limit and there's nothing in the ordinance, then yeah, I don't know where that date came from. It was certainly not set down by this body.
So I can assume I have till January 1st to find these dogs' homes.
As far as I'm concerned, but again, I don't know
Yeah.
where the date came from. You know, I guess we would need to find out where that date
I
came
agree
from
100%.
and ask that
Did you
person.
say, did you say she lied?
There's 2 resignation letters on Facebook from her and.
If you're asking,
And it just made me think somebody needed to come and find out what was going on. If you have 2 people resign back to back that quick over animals getting put down, somebody needs to come say something.
man, if they're resigning, I don't know who takes care of the dog, so as far as trying to pin us down on an answer.
I'm not trying to
Don't
pin
do
you
that, because I don't know that
I'm not
answer,
pinning you down.
and I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, thank you for
So,
replying.
uh,
How about this? I'll assume when I leave here tonight, I'm gonna partner with you and I will partner with you. I will do whatever, I'm telling you, I will do whatever you need. I will donate, I will get people to volunteer. I have organizations that will help volunteer. When I leave
My
here tonight,
family is
I'm
on
just
the
gonna-
foster list.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got.
January 1st, they're safe unless I hear otherwise,
we have
unless y'all
three-
call me.
Yeah.
man, respect, we got through the time limit.
No problem, thank y'all.
I am Katie Bishop. I am a resident. And my concern, I think some of the concern is that Lisa had given her resignation, and it's the 20th. And so she's the one that protects these animals and is their advocate, right? So once she's gone, there's no one to protect them. And there's no one gonna be to care for those animals like she does. She treats them like they're her real family. And you can't, I mean, that's hard to find, right? To get them to somebody that takes care of these animals. And we are known around the country, and even before tonight. And I was looking, we've had animals to get to get adopted out in Massachusetts and all around the country. And we're known, even though I understand, because I read up on the laws and ordinances of how to put the animals down, you know. So I read on that, and you're right, it never was. There's never been a no-kill shelter anywhere. But it depends on what the city does and wants to do. And that's where you guys are gonna step up, hopefully, and designate it. It doesn't have to be a no-kill shelter, but it has to be some sort of a benevolent, you know, caring to give these animals a chance to get adopted out. Now, so one thing is that Lisa has to give a resignation because she's going part-time in January and take her benefits away, and therefore, you know, she has a daughter, so she's gonna have to look for another job that has full-time employment. But I want you guys to consider that around the country, you know, we're gonna be, like she said, a really small town that really takes good care of their animals. And that kind of publicity, I mean, that's gonna go it's gonna go so far. And I think that's how she put out that date, if she did. I don't know where that date came from, but if she resigns, then there's not gonna be anybody to care about those animals like she did, and they're just gonna be euthanized or
Ma'am,
killed.
I'm not here to try to, it's 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
I'm
So,
not trying to fact check anyone. I just
Yeah.
said we wanted
Anyway,
facts.
that's
So-
all I have to say.
Thank you, and I just wanted, for the room, because I'm sure a lot of people have the same questions. Again, look at the minutes, look at this council.
Not planning to,
Please do, they're all public.
but this is our only chance to be.
Oh, certainly, and I'm glad you came, I really am.
And I'm trying to educate myself.
And that's why I want to get some facts out there. We haven't even discussed the portion of the budget that includes animal control for next year yet as a body. Has not been discussed. The idea of, I'm absolutely, that Lisa's going part-time, that this is happening. I hate to use the word rhetoric over and over, but that's what this is. That has not even been discussed by this body. Are we under budget constraints? Certainly. The funds aren't there like, well, we've got to get creative, we've got to move money around. But that's why this council's been kind of taken surprised by this thing that's popped up on social media because it's all news to us. It may not be news to y'all, I don't know, but to me, it's all news to me.
Are y'all aware Lisa resigned?
I actually, I don't get on
It
Facebook.
was saying
but I
all
looked today.
the comments.
Didn't get an official.
All this is comments positive for Lisa. She is one of the most positive city employees that you have in this town. Every one of you should be at the animal shelter in the morning begging her to stay. I have had help from Lisa. I am an animal lover, and I don't like to see any animal abuse. To me, this is animal abuse. If y'all are planning on this euthanasia, I go daily to feed a dog that has been dumped on the island in the Arkansas River. I've done this for 16 months. And Lisa has helped me with any medication we needed to try to tranquilize the dog. I've had help from the animal clinic. I've lived here 21 years. She is one of the most beautiful people I have ever met, and she has a love for these animals. I went last week, I met Homer. Homer's 7 years old. I was going to adopt him Friday. I understand he was adopted today. He's been there 17 months. So there is hope. I don't know what kind of line Homer had before he got put in the shelter. Evidently not very good. Whitman loves belly rubs. He's probably not even 2 years old. And he's one that was up for euthanasia. There is Dale, who is still a young dog. She had at one time last week 2 litters of puppies. Some of them apparently have been adopted because they're not there, but I'm hearing that the city is not providing food for the animals. Is that true?
And we've got a budget line with close to $100,000 a year that we spend on animal control.
Okay, then food should be provided for the animals and not expect donations.
Man, we've got a budget line of, I don't know the details of that department and what gets spent out of miscellaneous funds and this and that. That's where I say as a council, we don't run the animal shelter.
With the weekend, animal control officer has also resigned. So what is gonna happen to this animal? Y'all need to be begging Lisa to stay. And she told me that her hours had been cut back. I don't know if that's why she's not getting insurance, but she is a very positive force in this little town. And everyone loves her. And I guarantee you, she will be missed more than a lot of people in this town when she's gone. Because she has made an impact on me. And I know a lot of our neighbors. We had a dog. I live in River Plantation. I don't know if my taxes go here or not, doesn't matter. But we had a dog that was feral, and she had a broken leg. And all the neighbors tracked her with their cameras every night. Lisa came and tracked her and was able to get her vet care and apparently got her a foster home. So she's been a positive force and such just so much compassion for the animals. She loves all of them. And if this euthanasia is true, I can't imagine her loading these animals up and taking them and getting them all killed. It would be like losing a pet. I don't know how many of y'all are animal lovers or have pets, but it would be devastating. I lost our dog 2 years ago. I'm still not over it. I can't imagine 5 dogs being killed at one time just because they exist. I think you will have enough volunteers. I'm retired. I would volunteer or whatever was needed to keep the shelter going and take care of these animals. And every time I've gone to the shelter, it is immaculately clean. And the animals get exercise. She's got heaters on them in the winter, fans on them in the summer. And she really takes good care of them. And I think we're had a big loss if she's gone. And I hope y'all will do whatever you can to keep her.
Thank you.
What was your name, ma'am?
Georgia Miller. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name's Rhonda Kelsey, and I work alongside Lisa and also with Dana's dogs. who is the person that provides the bedding for all these animals. I spoke with Dana today. She said nobody from this council has contacted her about what is going on. She is pulling her funding from Mayflower. She will no longer be providing bedding for any animals here because of the potential euthanization. I am just at a loss because I feel like somebody in this community has pushed Lisa to put down these dogs for no reason other than that they've been there a long time. They are not aggressive. They are loved. They are gentle. And if this continues, if this does happen, you're going to lose a lot of community support. Over the years, the community has donated washers and dryers, food, cat litter, turf for the play area for the dogs, extra fencing for kennels, tarps, metal roofing. I could go on and on. Basically, you better up your budget for animal control if you let Lisa leave and let Dana walk away.
Todd Felsen. Todd Felsen. PODD. You mentioned about the budget. I'd like to see what the expenditures there is, expenditure compared to the budget is currently at, but let me know. Or
I don't know if I have that information available right here, but.
right, I didn't expect you to, but
yeah.
it'd be interesting to.
Sure.
On that, but definitely we got a full-blown scheme going on here, and I don't know if you need to do a resolution or something like that right now to try to see if you can get to the bottom of this, because this has really got to get nipped in the bud. You know, because basically you kind of defecated on in your nest, and now you got lion. You know, the expenditures are going to go through the roof on that, because she had coordinated such a sphere of influence and everything going on with the beddings and everything else like that. It's just unfathomable. And to lose that is just wrong. And, you know, I don't know, I mean, you know, we've had what, two dozen or more pups and dogs that's gone through us. You know, we got one that's now has a beach house. You know. So maybe we also need to look into, you know, putting cameras up or something, try to find out, you know, these dump zones that they're dumping these dogs at. We need to maybe be more aggressive of these people that are dumping these dogs, finding, you know, find them and find them and everything else, you know, somehow, you know, let's get proactive. Let's go with, you know, what can we do to, you know, figure out some deterrents to keep people from bringing out their dogs and dumping them. And that. I'd hate to see it go, you know, somewhere else, but maybe if we can just make people more smarter that, you know, you can't run a puppy mill, and then if you can't get rid of them and make any, you know, a little bit of money with it or anything else like that, then you jump them off to somebody else. You know, that's gotta, you know, we gotta stop that. So that's, you know, what can we do? And that, you guys are the community and everything else. You got ideas, let's do it, and I'll try to come up with some myself. You know, you know, like these game cameras or something like that, for the areas there. I hope we don't lose a good resource where Lisa knows where these dogs are being dumped, either that or try to find that information out soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kristen Gaffney, Gaffney. And if I'm going to speak on a different topic, just for a few minutes, just a comment I just wanted to bring to you. No, I'm a little bit late to the game. We already read for the third time and passed the ordinance related to the restaurants and alcohol sales. And quite honestly, I didn't understand all of what that even meant was about, but it's my understanding that that was motivated by the restaurant that's being built down Highway 365, or at least possibly related to that. And as a resident of the River Plantation neighborhood, and also as a professional working in the public health arena, and as a statistician in my professional life, I just wanted to make a few comments for the council going forward as you make decisions about permits and alcohol sales and things like that in the city. And one of those is just some facts about U.S. deaths and Arkansas deaths from excessive alcohol use. Alcohol is a major contributor to deaths in the U.S. and in Arkansas. In fact, there's more than twice as many deaths directly attributed to alcohol compared to just drug overdoses, including opioid deaths. There are 58 accepted alcohol attributable causes of death, both direct and indirect. And by direct, I mean things like alcohol poisoning, where it's, or an alcohol cirrhosis, for example, but also indirect, where it's still a primary cause, for example, stomach cancer, breast cancer, other types of liver disease. Also including things like homicide, vehicle crashes, suicides, firearm deaths. So alcohol use is a really significant cause of death, and it's a challenge for public safety and public health. Estimates are that 3 out of 10 people who consume alcohol will experience dependency at some point in their life, and that's a pretty significant number when you look at the number of households that impacts in our communities. And as it relates to permitting restaurants and alcohol sales, one of the most well-established factors for a current rise in alcohol use and misuse is the increased accessibility to alcohol. So it's well known that the more accessible alcohol and other substances are, the more they will be used and the more they will contribute to the increase in these kinds of negative health outcomes, both deaths and also other types of injuries, abuses, and so on. So I think I would just encourage you to think when you have the option about how to, I'm not asking to take anything away from anyone, but to maintain the status quo and not to increase the outlets and the accessibility for alcohol sales in our communities. And in particular, the location down Highway 365, my concern also has to do with that proximity to a 2-lane highway where you've got a driveway exiting out onto a 2-lane highway with a speed limit of 50 and 55. I think you have some increased danger there as it relates to impaired drivers who may be exiting the facility. So that's all. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Ma'am, do you live in the River Plantation?
I do, yes.
Okay. The River Plantation is out of the planning jurisdiction for the city of Mount.
Correct.
And the establishment that's down 365 had nothing to do with us.
Okay,
And
I may have misunderstood that. I'll just say that outside of that, my comments remain as far as just for the community. And
he had to go through the core court for his work.
Okay.
And on this, the ordinance that was passed, and we did have 3 readings, which has been the 90-day process, but it does not mean that it's allowed now.
Okay.
It would be on a case-by-case basis, and any business that wanted to sell alcohol would have to come before the planning commission to be approved, and then go
City council.
then
Yes.
the city council. So
Well,
it's not something they could just
So it's
go
still-
with.
perfect. I think my comments were
still-
particularly timed that.
Yeah, yeah.
Just wanted that to be put forward for future consideration when you have the
Right.
opportunity.
Yes, and it has no bearing on the business that's down 365.
Thank you
That's
so much for your
just-
time. I
It's on the
appreciate
table.
Thank you, Ms.
in
Gaffney.
case something come up.
Okay,
So
excellent. Thank you for
It's
the
not
clarification as well.
allowed as such, but yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jack Paul.
Jack
At
Paul.
net. I just want to clear a little air on the subject of, on this dog kennel thing. I was out of here on vacation when it come up the first time, so I wasn't a part of it. And obviously, I'm not in here part of it this time, but I've been on the internet and been called out. And I just want to clear this, that I've had no part in this.
And I warned everybody on this council about micromanaging these department heads. And I think a lot of this has come from there. So that's on y'all, but I just wanted to clear the air for everybody. I have no part of this. I wish y'all would take my name off the internet about calling and reporting, because I have nothing to do with this. Thank you.
Thank you, JP.
I'm Madison. I've been a resident of Mayflower for 20 years. I'm a veterinary assistant, and I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about the animal stuff. I just had a few questions for you so I can leave here tonight and know that I can put my trust in my council. My council has the community's best interest at heart, including the animals. So Lisa is going to stop working on the 20th. What is the game plan after that for the animals? Because she's also lost the other staff as well. So do you guys have a game plan to get a new animal control officer, or?
First of all, we didn't have no idea that Lisa is not tendered her resignation
Okay, so we just
to.
don't have a plan. And that's all I want to know.
Yeah, so obviously we're gonna need to get a plan, but yeah, this is all brand new.
Okay, all right, well, that's all I really wanted to know. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Madison.
Okay, we want to thank everyone for coming. I believe we do have a bunch of workshop meetings scheduled for this Thursday, October 30th at 5:30. Our next regular city council meeting is Tuesday, November 25th, 6:30 p.m. The next planning commission meeting is scheduled for 6:30 Tuesday, November the 11th. And then we'll have our regular council workshop meeting on Thursday, November the 9th. Have anything else?
That's motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.